Hello, welcome to my vlog. Today I'm going to give you a tour of the glasshouse of the tomatoes. Some of them have gone a lovely shade of orange or red, and the cucumber, which I was told you only need to have one plant, and I can see why. It's been prolific so far. I'll show you how the onions, they're cured, they just need to be prepared for storage. Senshyu Yellow onions. Had a bit of a disaster with a lot of seeds this year when I was trying to grow the onions from seeds, but more about that at another time. Then it's off to the vegetable garden, where I'm going to be sowing some carrot into the raised bed. I'll be doing it on a square foot gardening technique. I'll show you the grid that I use, and then it's off to the broad beans. The disastrous rust-ridden broad beans. So I don't think I'm going to get very many collected, but I'll see what I get. Then the rest are going to have to go into the compost and go to the municipal waste or the council waste, whichever you prefer to call it, and see what I can rescue with the courgette. That it's put some fruit out, not a great deal, but I don't know. I'll see what I can do with that, see what we can rescue. That's what it's all about. You have a challenge, and what can you do to overcome it? That's gardening. Right, so let's go move on. These lovely shaped tomatoes are called vivacious or vivacious, however you want to pronounce it. And I don't think the colour is quite coming through on the video, but it's an absolutely beautiful shade of orange. In the back there you can see what I believe is Gardener's Delight. My labelling obviously failed me, because this end is supposed to be all vivacious. There. Yeah, lovely looking tomato. Orange plum. This is the Gardener's Delight. You can see it's got a nice size to it. Although I've had a bit of difficulty with the flowers. The weather has been so hot at times this year that the flowers have been sacrificed to save the plant. These can come through. If you see they just drop. They drop off now. I don't know if that's because of a lack of potassium or any of the other minerals that the plant needs, or if it's just the heat. But, well, I've got some tomatoes, but it's not been brilliant. Here is my favourite tomato of all time, although that could be challenged by vivacious. This is Super Mama. I believe it's Super Mama 2, but the tomatoes I got last year were probably twice the size of that, and a lot more prolific. You can see I've got some there. Moving up, there's more flower that were dropped, and there's one or two starting to come there. Now, because it was so wet and so horrible at the start of the year, I was worried about botrytis with a lot of the build-up of the humidity in here. And I'll just move you through, and I don't know where I was looking, what was going on, but these three are side shoots that were on the plant, the Super Mama plant. I planted 5 seeds, only one germinated, so I thought I'll cultivate some side shoots, and in fact this side shoot is starting to grow a side shoot, so I'll nip that one out. And you can see these, it's again neglected, losing the leaf there, but you can see, sorry, the flower there, but you can see the flowers are starting to set on that one. I've got flowers coming on that one as well. So, and again, flowers on this one. I don't know if I'm going to be getting any fruit off these ones. It's worth giving it a go. See how things go, but no, I doubt I will. Down here, where I dropped the side shoot, these are, it's a plant called Crassula ovata. It's the jade plant, or the money plant, or the friendship plant, or friendship tree, or money tree. It was in the house. It had grown very long and leggy, with 3 shoots coming off, and I thought it was going to fall over, so I just trimmed them back, cut them and stuck them in some compost, and that's done okay. But this year has been a bad year for compost. Very bad supplies. I don't know what's going on, but I'll do more about that in another video. I've got an idea for a video on that. These three here are Yellow Perfection, and isn't that a beautiful looking tomato? They really are nice. Whoever bred them got the right name for them, that's for sure. This tomato plant on its own over here, well, let's look at the leaf first. See, it's got a strange shaped leaf, more rounded, got a bright orange fruit. This is supposed to be vivacious as well. So let's go back and look at the vivacious leaf. You can see the vivacious there. It's got a much longer shaped leaf to it, not as rounded. So I don't know what that one is. I'm going to blame the seed packer. See what you've put in there. But you know, they taste okay. See, I've got quite a few of the, it's called mini munch cucumber. You can see down there towards the stem, towards the bottom, that's bare. Well, I've taken all the ones that were there. I mean, I've been, just look at this. Can you see them? Can you see all those? Please ignore my pots and general muck around. Look at that. So I've grown it up a cane. Now I'm training it across onto a string, and this is what I love about these vine type plants. Look at the way they wrap around and hold on for life. And look at that one there, it's got a beautiful curl to it. It's amazing. Nature's phenomenal, it really is. But yeah, I should have plenty of cucumber. Had a slight change of plan in the glasshouse. The steps that I made over here were going to be for salad stuff, and again they were going to be for salad stuff, mainly lettuce, but I had a poor germination with the lettuce, and I decided no. So I tend to just have beans now instead of having lettuce and all those things. When I have me tuna salad, I have a bean salad with tuna, tomato and cucumber. And these are the Senshyu Yellow onions. I don't know how many are there, I haven't counted them, but there were 84 planted out as a set, I believe. It's time to start sowing onion seeds for more Senshyu Yellow onions, as well as some of the winter cabbage, winter jewel. I'll be planting those as well. So that'll be there. But that was it. So before I get too engrossed in here, I think it's time to move on, and we'll go and work in the vegetable beds. So let's go and have a look at what I'm doing for the carrots. So this is the bed that had the cabbage in. It also had a little few onions in. It's a spillover bed. But what I've done is I've taken the cabbage out, flattened the ground out, and I've got a little grid that I use for square foot gardening. I'll cut to that now so you can see what it looks like. That's the little plastic grid that I've got for square foot gardening. For these carrots I've used 9 per 12-inch grid. I believe the book says you can put 12 of the carrots, but these are Autumn King 2, and they are well, hopefully going to get large and will store over winter in the ground, so I'll give them a bit more space. So you might be able to see the outline of the grid there, and let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. You can see, because I didn't line the beds, when I built them. They've all started to decompose around there. When I built these, my uncle did say to us, well, I'll have the old wood when you've finished, because you'll know how to rebuild them again with brick. And I tell you, it's something I'm considering doing. Well, this time I'm going to try and get rid of these rusty beans. I haven't got any legs to prop this one up, so I'll just have to use the prop that I've got. Now I know with these ones you're probably supposed to leave the roots in so that the nitrogen fixing bacteria, the nodules, will go back in, but I don't think it's going to be worth it. I think I'm just going to throw them all out. One or two beans in here, so we'll get. A very poor show. What I'll do is I'll speed this section up. Well, that's the bed plate of the beans. I haven't got many, but you can see there's a brown dusting of rust all over, so I'm going to scrape that off, and I'll no longer be growing broad beans in this bed, or in fact in any of these beds. I'm going to have to try and grow them indoors if I want to in future. So we'll look at the zucchini. It's still starting to put fruit. I've cut some off. Some have survived, some haven't, and there's enough movement on this plant, I think, to be able to get it just to take over the entire bed. So I'll see what I get out of that as the season progresses. But for now, there's the leaf, and what I think was too much phosphorus causing a nitrogen deficiency in the leaf. But if you think it's something else, I don't know, magnesium deficiency or potash problem, let me know, comments below, that would be nice to know. And you can see this raised bed starting to give up the ghost. That plank is starting to bow. It's normally 3 inches by 9 inches by 16 foot, and it's the only one that's bowed there. But you can see that's the size of broad bean I'd ordinarily expect to collect from the Robin Hood, which, what's that in inches? 4 inches long, maybe 4 to 6 inches, and well, they're not that good. As you can tell by my hand, I'm covered in rust, so I'm going to have a good clean off, and everything else is going to have to go. And there's a couple of the zucchini that I collected. Not a great crop so far, but fingers crossed, once I get that bed cleared, I'll be able to let it grow down this way. But for now I'll get this bed all tidied up, scraped off, and try to deal with it. You can see more. I wish I'd put a pond liner on the inside of it, it would have been much better. Right, move on. That's the bed cleared. Scraped off hopefully all of the contaminated compost that was there, and trying to lie the courgette down. I do like this courgette zucchini. It's a lot easier to spot the courgettes now that these are bright yellow, and because the roots are down this area, I've just given this bit a good soak. So start watering at this end, try to keep that end mainly dry, see how it goes. This is the bed where I've got the beetroot in. There's some signs of life. Can you see that one if I zoom in? There you go, I've got a couple of leaves there. I think that might be the seed leaf of a beetroot, but I'll know a little later when it gets bigger. So that's the beetroot bed. I'll go take it off zoom. That's the beetroot bed all watered in. And this is the carrot bed all watered in as well. Right. Well, I'll call it a day. I'll go back to the glass house for the close, because I can hear the blackbird wants to come along and start feasting on these blueberries. I better go there. Well, that's the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you've got any comments, please leave them down below. If you've got any questions, leave them down below as well. If you enjoyed it, please consider giving it a thumbs up. If you're new here and aren't already a subscriber, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe. But that's it. Until the next time. Cheers, folks.